Hi everyone, it's Paul Maunder from Production Expert. In this video we're going to be taking a look at some of the new features in version 1.7 of Audio Design Desk. Firstly, they've made some improvements to the Midi timecode functions with the addition of MTC out. Now you can not only control Audio Design Desk from Logic or Pro Tools, but you can also control them from Audio Design Desk. In the Audio tab of Preferences, just make sure you've selected ADD MTC in and MTC out in the Receive and Send sections. Then, in your DAW, set it up as needed. I'm using Pro Tools, so I'll just check that everything is set up correctly in the Synchronization tab of Peripherals. That looks good to me. Then, in a session with the same start time as the ADD project, I'll check the Online button. Now, Audio Design Desk can trigger Pro Tools via MTC. Another great new feature in the latest update is the element detector. Let's take a look at how this works. So I've just downloaded some footsteps and I'll drag them into a project. And then I'll just double click them to open up this editor at the bottom. And then I'm going to go into the markers menu and choose element detector. And this has actually done a really good job at identifying the individual footsteps within this audio file. With some sounds, you might want to specify a minimum duration. And depending on the level of the source material, you'll also sometimes need to specify the threshold so that everything gets picked up correctly. Once I'm happy with that, I can then choose Add Element Markers. And if I need to extend the end time of these, I can increase the post-release time setting here. Maybe I'll just drop it down a little. And that looks about right. Now I can go into the File menu and choose either Export Elements as audio files or Export Elements as clips. Remember that clips are just references to parts of the file, so this option won't actually take up much additional disk space. I'll just give this a name, boot footsteps, save that. Now that's done, I can see it in this latest import window here, so I could potentially assign these to a trigger. Let's drag it onto key number 1, and then of course I can play this and trigger them by pressing the number 1 on the keyboard. Let's have a quick listen to that. Let me show you another new feature in this latest release of Audio Design Desk. This is something which is extremely simple, but also great at the same time. Version 1.7 introduces Spot Mode, which enables subscribers to use any of the 40,000 sounds from ADD in the favourite DAW or video editor. Let me show you how this works. I've got Adobe Premiere open and I want to use some music from Audio Design Desk. So, going back into ADD, I can detach the library, like this. And maybe if I minimize this window, what I can do here is I can search. So I've already selected music. Maybe I'll just expand this window a little bit. It's quite interesting. It kind of integrates and looks like part of the application that you're working with. So this almost looks like it's a part of Adobe Premiere now. So now I can maybe specify a few things. Let's say intensity 4 or 5, and I'll just audition a couple of these. That one sounds good to me. Now, holding down the Command key, I can just drag and drop this into the other application. Let's see how that sounds. Great, very useful and extremely quick. Just one more thing, there's some new sound packs, including this one called Hollows. If I want to select this and only this, first I can deselect everything by option clicking on any of them, then just single click this one to select it on its own. Now, something which is important to know about the music production kits in Audio Design Desk is that they work in parts. So if I, for example, type in part 1 here, PT1, then it's going to find everything which is within that part, in this case 163 files. And because all of those sounds are from that part, they will work perfectly together. So if I open the trigger pad here and then go to the music tab and maybe activate a beat, bass, chord, line, and maybe a lead as well, that should sound pretty good. And maybe I like everything apart from this cello part, so I could click on it and press Command R to swap it. Now let's see what we have. That's great. And, I could also search for a different part. Let's go to part 2 and activate some sounds from here. Beat, bass, chord, line. This is actually really good for scoring, especially where you're working on something with quite a quick turnaround. I'm just going to see what this new part sounds like. And of course, if you wanted to, you could replace those and get it really tailored to the project you're working on. Anyway, that's it for the new features in Audio Design Desk version 1.7. Thanks for watching.